Hey y'all, welcome back to another All Things video. I'm Darius, this is Destin, and today for y'all we're going to be reacting to Am I the A-Hole stories from Reddit. It's my little brother's suggestion, so I ain't never did this, but he found it still entertaining, so hopefully y'all will find it entertaining. But let's get right into it.
Welcome friends to another r/Am I the Jerk video. I don't mean to be a jerk asking a bunch of things, but could you hit the like and subscribe buttons down below? That said, our first question of the day is by SAD3531. Am I the jerk for refusing to stop having girls' night ins just because my boyfriend thinks it's wrong? Hi, so I've been seeing this guy Will, 27-year-old male, for months now. He's so sweet and funny and creative. Fun fact, he drives 2 cars that he adjusted/fixed on his own. We don't live together, but we do meet at my place every weekend. He called and asked what
The hoe's like a nigga that can fix stuff. That's all I want to say. Back to it.
we'll be doing on Friday, and I said I wanted to host a GNI since it was my turn. He asked, what the heck was a GNI? I said, a girls' night in, and he got quiet, then asked if I was being serious.
If I was being serious? Okay, already, I don't know what having, fixing his cars have to do with anything. But also, okay, let's continue the story before I have my thoughts. Yeah. Jesus.
I was confused as he started talking about how outdated and so 1950s those events are, and said that I should stop promoting and advocating for those events as they're so toxic and flat out reek of misogyny. I was shocked by his long rant, but he said that
I think he mean misandry, because that's the one where women hate men. But he said misogyny. He probably didn't know what he was talking about. Like that advice we was talking about earlier. Don't talk about stuff you don't know what it is. If you don't know the definition to a word, don't use it. People are slow.
That was his honest opinion. I told him regardless I still plan to host the event, after he tried talking me out of it and suggested we go out together. He threw a fit after he suggested bringing his guy friends to join us, and I refused since this is not how GNIs work. He called me a sexist and misogynistic for having a girls' night in and making it so obvious instead of being ashamed of myself. He said that my mentality will cause me issues in the future, especially if I behave like that in a professional work setting. Let me tell you, I was blown away by how he got so worked up like that over me just missing my girls and wanting to spend time with them. We argued some more, and he hung up on me after I said I will not stop hosting.
Okay, couple things. Buddy is possessive and he's manipulative. He's trying to make it seem like something wrong with her for wanting to hang out with the homies. But everybody needs time away from their significant other. Being with anybody for too long annoys me.
It does feel like there's some manipulation in here. And also, I don't know how many months, but she said they've just been seeing each other for months. So I'm going to say at least less than a year. And to me, it's like, y'all don't even live together. So why are you having an opinion about what I do at my house or apartment? If I want to have a guy's night in, or you having a girl's night in, it's like, it's not my place to try to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. That's weird.
I think in any relationship, you should let your significant other know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But only until marriage am I asking for permission. If you just my girl, I'm just your guy, let me know what you're doing, and I'll decide how to move based off what you're doing. I can't tell you whether you can do something or whether you can't do something unless you give me the power to do so. She said, I'm hosting a girls' night in. We don't live together. This ain't your house. You can't tell me whether to host a girls' night in at my house or not. That's not your decision. I'm letting you know what I got going on. Because that's the courtesy of being in a relationship with you. People just... This is possessive. That's all that's going on.
Yeah, it's weird.
Or being part of G&I's, no matter what he says about it. I tried to call and apologize for lashing out later, but he sent a text saying he was hurt by how I handled our small disagreement and needs time to process what he just found out about my personality. This hurt me, but my friendship and the bond I share with my girlfriends is huge. And I don't want to risk the years of friendships by no longer being part of our bonding activities.
So he just...
Am I the jerk for making this my hill to die on like he says? Definitely, in my book, not the jerk. For anybody that doesn't know, there's different categories people tend to rate these stories, which is you're the jerk, not the jerk, everyone sucks, no jerks at all, and not enough info. Definitely not the jerk in my book. This isn't about being sexist or misogynistic. This is about this guy being jealous he can't be part of whatever.
Okay, we came for
my kid mama.
So
Let me know
we
what
came
you
for
think.
our
Am I the
take, not
jerk
this
for
man's.
asking mom to leave after she insulted my kitten. So last year, my beloved Eddie cat passed away at the age of 14 after a lengthy illness.
I guess it's a species.
I was devastated as I had raised her since she was a newborn kitten and her mama abandoned her. I'm talking about like literally having to sneak her into high school with me to be able to bottle feed her. I've been living alone for a year and it's been kind of lonely, so I've slowly gotten to the point where I felt I was ready to adopt another cat. After reaching out to the main rescues, I found two brothers who I fell in love with the moment I saw their pictures. I ended up naming them Bucky and Steve after the two main characters from the Captain America movie comic franchise. The thing about Steve is he was born bobtailed, which means just like a bobcat, he was born without a tail. He has a little nub which kind of resembles a rabbit tail. My mom came over today to meet both my new boys, and from the moment she saw Steve, the comments just started coming. About how freaky his nub looks and how it's not normal. I was really annoyed, but he's a kitten, so it's not like he understands he's being insulted. What really upset me and led me to kick her out is when Steve climbed into her lap and attempted to curl up in it. Stevie is the more shy of the two kittens, so he often hides or takes longer to become comfortable with unknown people and situations, but he loves to cuddle up in people's laps once he feels safe. He had just settled into her lap and was contentedly purring when she roughly picked him up, and I don't even know how to describe it. She didn't exactly throw him to the other end of the couch, but she didn't exactly place him there either. That's when I lost my cool and told her that she was a guest and my home was now Steve's home, and if she couldn't respect him, she needed to leave. She scoffed and didn't take it seriously, so I doubled down and was like, I'm 100% serious, leave my house now. She started yelling that she raised me and how disrespectful I was being, all because of a cat. I don't know, I just feel like she was being unnecessarily mean to an innocent animal just because he looked different. Am I the jerk? Well, it's the...
First and foremost, this is a white problem.
Oh, let's not start off.
No, okay. First of all,
Gosh.
we live in Mississippi. We live in the South. It's animals everywhere. Ain't no black lady letting the cat sit on their lap. That's of mama tier age. Like, I'm going to say like 50 and up. Ain't no black lady letting the cat sit on their lap. They're not touching the cat with their hands. They're going to say, ugh, baby, get this cat off me.
Oh.
All the ones I know. Because they grew up with animals, so they don't really want animals as adults. Because they grew up where they daddies raised dogs and all that type of stuff. But, I don't know.
To me,
Like, that's your mama, and like, to be like, be nice to the cat in my house. It's like, I get it. You attach to the animal, and it feels like a part of your family. Mm-hmm. But like you said in your story prior to that, that your parent was uncomfortable with Steve, already had a problem with Steve. Not to justify her behavior, but also the behavior wasn't so egregious from the way you told it. It was just like, get off me type thing. And you took offense to it. But if it was a person invading her personal space and she got them off them in a semi-aggressive way, you would feel like that person was justified because that's their personal space. But because it's an animal that you love and care about, it's a problem.
I didn't even think about it like that. But, I mean, communication is definitely key. If she was already making comments about how freaky you looking, and you like, well, that's just the way the cat is. And she keep making it, it's like, all right, let's just not talk about it. I don't think it's that serious. I haven't personally viewed a pet as a family member. I mean, personally, I've only had a goldfish. But I don't feel like I would view the pet on that level anyway. But yeah, to yell at your mama and all that stuff, to me, that's extreme. But, I mean, you can do what you want in your house. I feel like the way she handled it, I think it's a she. I feel the way
overreaction.
I feel the way this person handled it was definitely too much. But, wanting somebody to get at your house, making comments you don't like, and treating, a pet that you love in that way that you deem disrespectful, do what you want at your house.
Yeah.
Anonymous poster. Am I the jerk for firing a girl? I'm a manager at a small business. It's just me, the owner, and another person who's my employee. The owner usually handles the checks on a certain day. We still haven't set up direct deposits yet because they have limits with their banks. The day the checks were supposed to go out, the owner's father had to be rushed to the hospital, and it was so bad that we didn't think he would make it. This resulted in our checks being 2 days late. I understand that it was inexcusable and unprofessional, however, it was something out of the owner's hands. The girl, however, was up in arms, angry, and calling the owner multiple times about our check, while this father lay dying. He answered her the first time, then told me to handle it, and I explained everything to her. However, she still kept calling the owner. I get that we all need money, but in my opinion, it's just tasteless to demand a man leave his dying father's side just so you can get your check on time. She was our opener on Monday, and she was late and not even in uniform. I told her that being late, especially when the store opens at 7 a.m. and she's the opener, is inexcusable, barring an extenuating circumstance, and she went on a very long and drawn-out rant about her check. I informed her that I don't have her check and she'll get it once the owner comes later that day. And my job is to ensure that she's doing her job, and coming late and not in our standard uniform is not our image. And she kept deflecting and demanding to speak to the owner, whose father's on his deathbed. I fired her for a few reasons, but the last nail in the coffin was her blatant disrespect for the owner and myself. I did not come to argue with her, however, she was ready to battle. I still feel guilty about it, but I honestly don't know what else I could have done. We did get her check as soon as the owner got there, but I didn't think she was a good fit for a few reasons and let her know that we won't be needing her anymore. So Reddit, did I do something wrong?
Okay, I feel like a part of her rant was probably like, I'm late for this job, but you late for that check.
Same. I was like, yeah, my check ain't on time, but I got to be on time. Everybody got problems. What if my check being 2 days late got me put out my house? I'm sorry for your dying daddy, but I got 3 kids at the house, and they ain't finna have a house because you late with my check. We ain't got lights because you late with my check. My son got to do a school project and the power ain't on because you late with my check. Just because your problem feels bigger than my problem to you, don't mean your problem bigger than my problem to me. It can't be okay when you late with something and then a problem when I'm late with something. Keep that same energy. Extenuating circumstances. Oh, I was extra tired this morning. See how excuses don't mean nothing to the nigga in need. People are selfish and so self-centered, and they only think about themselves.
Now, she was doing a lot. Personally, if that was me, I'm thankful I'm not in a position where if my check was late, I wouldn't it wouldn't be a problem for me. But I think she should have been a lot more, what's the word, considerate about what's going on with the family. Because, like, you know, my family member in the hospital going through something serious, my priority may not be anybody else. But at the same time, that's not her fault. It's like, you know, I'm sorry for what's going on in your family. But just like you said, it's like we all got our own lives outside this job. We all got stuff going on. You know, I think they need to do what they can to get this person their money. Now, if that person being disrespectful, how I would personally handle it is I would just try to get the money together somehow, give them their check, and then be like, we don't need you no more. This is how you're going to be acting. Is I understand why you're upset first and foremost, but we explained to you 3 times, like, my priority ain't what's going on with this business. My priority is my family member, because that would be my priority. And you steady calling me and getting angry. As at some point, this employee is definitely in the wrong with how she acted. At first, not the problem, but when you keep doing it, it's like, okay, I tried to be calm with you. I'm hoping you understand my situation. Now you're doing too much. I would personally just handle the situation, give you your check, and then be like, we ain't gonna need you no more. It's like, you got what you want, and now I'm getting what I want, knowing that I need to get a different employee.
And that bring up another point I was gonna say. Don't ever give no job a 2 weeks notice. She got fired immediately, so when I quit, it's gonna be immediately. Why do you deserve time to get a new employee when you don't give me time to get a new job? Exactly. Selfish niggas. Hold on.
Being past it because you upset.
Man.
These questions by Throw RA Not Outed. Am I the jerk for outing my sister to her kids? Her kids were having a sleepover. We've always had this picture of my family up from when we were really young, and this was the first time her kids ever asked about it. She's also seen the picture and never commented on it. They asked who she was in the picture. My sister started transitioning in high school, so I didn't really think of her as trans. Like, I know she wasn't always a woman, but old pictures of her are just pictures of her to me. And I sort of assume people know and it's not a big dark secret. Naturally, I responded honestly. I told them that was their mom. Her daughter said that she looked like a boy, and I said she was. I tried to explain that she was a boy, but now she's not, and her son thought it was funny, but it made her daughter really upset. I was surprised she kept it from them. It didn't come up again after that. Her and her husband picked the kids up eventually, and neither kid seemed upset about it. Overall, it was a pretty good sleepover. A few hours later, I have her husband on the phone asking what I said and calling me insane. He said, my daughter is distraught. He was saying I outed her and how cruel that was, but kids are pure. Outing means nothing to them because you can teach them empathy and understanding. There's nothing to be afraid of being outed to a kid. Still, I did out her, which I apologized for. I eventually got her on the phone, and she said she's really upset with me, but she understands I didn't mean to cause any harm. I asked her if she was ever planning to tell her kids, and she said she wasn't sure. I was shocked at that. My sister isn't typically a dishonest person, at all. Both kids even know they're adopted. I told her I did her kids a favor, which I believe, and then she said I'm never sorry about anything. I think outing is horrible, but in this situation, was it justified? My husband also agrees it's the kind of lie that would have left her children distrustful of her in the future. Now, I'm definitely not the most...
Now, I don't know enough about the LGBTQIA or whatever it's called, the ubiquitous community, as I say sometimes. I don't know enough about this situation. Are the kids biologically her/his?
Well, they said the kids were adopted.
They did say that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I will say this. Don't lie to your children. I think when kids get a certain age, they love you anyway. And they're aware of how much they love you. So just be honest with them. Because if anybody's going to accept you, it's going to be the people who have spent the majority of their existence loving you already. They're not going to attack you with the vulnerability that you give them. One, I don't think children have enough wherewithal to make those decisions. And two, if you're a good parent, children just care about you being happy and loving them back. That's all I'm gonna say on this, because, like I said, I don't know enough about the transitions and the transmissions to go through all that and deal with it. And almost anything you say about this subject is wrong.
Honestly, though, if I was the sibling and they start asking questions and I know where it was headed, I would just be like, you can ask your parent about this. Let's continue with the sleepover. Now they keep asking, I'm gonna have to distract them with something like, you want some ice cream? Or, Mickey Mouse can be on the TV right now. We ain't gotta talk about this at all.
I just had a funny thought. Imagine the kids like tying you up and interrogating you, and you just break down. She used to be a nigga. No. I can't hear it from y'all no more.
Now, if you let yourself be tied up at that point, if you let a child interrogate you and tie you up, you want that to happen.
Yeah. You get smacked up by the sleepover kids.
Just imagine that. It's like, tell me about my parent. I ain't gotta say nothing.
Tell me, Uncle Buck, tell me. Alright, get back to it.
Tell me, Uncle Buck. That's good.
Am I the jerk by eating meat in front of a vegan? My 27.
He's out there eating meat. Bro, pay attention. I want to get through at least 2 more of these. Oh, God. Alright. Bruh.
Oh my God.
Get it together.
Okay. Ooh.
Sister-in-law, 28-year-old female, has been vegan for the last 6+ years and vegetarian for 15+ years.
Yeah, nothing to do
The
with
rest
me.
of our family eat meat besides my grandmother, who's vegetarian. We have a very small family and have always come together on Christmas Day. Now, for the last 3 years, at my sister-in-law's request, we've had a fully vegan Christmas dinner. No ham, no turkey, not even any Christmas pudding or custard.
I'm not messing up the holidays because you don't eat meat no more. You take your carrot stick and you go sit in the corner. I want my turkey and my ham. And my dressing with the meat in it. And the ghibli gravy. Yeah. No.
Our families will be gathering this year at my home, and I've asked that we have food options available for everyone. Yes, including meat and animal products.
It's at my house.
Of
I'm
course,
eating
there'll be plenty of good vegan food, all sorts of salads and roast veggies, nut loaves and other meat alternatives, as well as vegan snacks, desserts, and drink options. And of course, we'll keep the food separate so the meat doesn't sit on the table or contaminate her.
They did everything right. We've been eating Bugs Bunny food at your house for the last 3 years, but the one time we bring it to my house, I make sure it's not contaminated with my food. I keep it separate for you. But I'm eating meat at my house, and it's a problem. I don't know yet. Let me finish the story before I jump to conclusions.
I already know I wouldn't care.
Food. For context, I'm currently in recovery for 10+ years of disordered eating, and I've previously used restrictions such as not eating meat or animal products as a way of significantly minimizing my caloric intake. Not eating meat allowed me to consume 200 to 600 calories a day without coming to the attention to those around me. As part of my recovery, it's important for me to allow my body the food that it desires and not cut out entire food groups. Additionally, I'm currently pregnant with a little girl, so not only am I limited to what I can eat, but I also want to get my relationship with food right before I project my issues onto my child. Therefore, this year, for the first time in 3 years, I have very gently informed my sister-in-law of the above. and that we'll be serving meat at Christmas this year. There was a lot of back and forth, and I tried to stay as polite yet firm as I could.
Back and
I'm
forth.
not arguing with you about it. I'm letting you know.
Back and forth at your house.
If you come to my house and I say I'm having burgers tonight, and you try to say something to me crazy about me having burgers tonight, go back outside. Give me a car and go home. Because I'm eating burgers at my house, and you're not going to tell me, and you're not going to... Well, you know, it's better for you to eat Impossible Meat, and it's better for you to chew on these berries and mushrooms. If I wanted berries and mushrooms, I'd have got that. But I want that cow, that bovine. I want that hot meat. Pause. I'm not... This ain't a debate. This ain't a conundrum. This is a delegation and a demand. I'm telling you what's happening before you walk into this situation blind. We eating like this today. Good luck with however you feel about it.
You know, when people start to like argue with you about like what you doing in your space or with yourself, it's like you just gotta start asking yourself questions like, huh? Like, what's going on? Did I make this house available enough to you for you to think you can tell me what to eat in my house? If I say I'm eating this chicken sandwich and this burger, you say, I'm just gonna walk away in my house.
You think I'm rude when I stop talking to you and start chewing on this hamburger? I done tuned you out. Let's finish this little funky story. And boy, y'all vegans.
No, don't you? How did you make it sound?
No offense to the Jehovah's Witnesses, but they kind of feel like that. You know, when they run up, have you heard about our Lord and Savior? They be like, have you heard about what they doing to the cows and the pigs and the chickens and the goats? I know they blending them niggas up. That patty is ground. Somebody getting chopped up. And it's good with that mayonnaise and that mustard, that ketchup and that slice of cheese and the caramelized onions. And if I tasted that delicious and I was not sentient, I hope somebody chew me up too. Shoot. Let's finish this.
The conversation was calm. However, after it, she texted me saying that for her, seeing people eat meat is the equivalent of seeing people eat human flesh.
Oh, well.
Therefore, she won't be joining us for Christmas. This will have a knock-on effect as her immediate family will be forced between choosing to join us.
The best thing a nigga can do for me is tell me they not coming. I don't want to spend time with you. We family. You're my sister-in-law, not my sister. I don't care what you did.
I wouldn't even know what to say to that. It's the equivalent of eating human flesh.
The way I'd immediately say, hey, take 6 of them vegan items off the menu. We are not spending money on that. She is not coming.
Well, then how do you eat? Like, maybe the sister-in-law only eats at like vegan restaurants or something like that. But it's like, how do you go out in public seeing all sorts of different people possibly eating meat? I haven't seen people walk down the street eating a burger. Does that just pull on your heartstrings or something?
She just dropped to her knees, hit her back, slide down the wall. Oh!
You can't control.
They eating the niggas.
You can't control what goes on in public, and you can't control what goes on in someone else's house. But you can control what goes on in your house.
Talking about it's the equivalent of a human eating a human. No, it's not the same as if a nigga walked up to you and bit your thigh muscle, nigga. Stop it. Yeah, over exaggerating.
No, let's push play.
For her. I imagine they'll choose to stick with her as to not get on her bad side. She can be very controlling at times. Hence why we've had 3 Christmases in a row so far that have been dictated by her lifestyle choice. I want my child to grow up enjoying all food and to embrace past traditions of a Christmas ham or turkey and all that comes with it. I've been told now by numerous family members that I've ruined Christmas, not only for this year, but for future years too. Now,
like 6
instead
more
of
miles
having
less
one
to
big
feed.
day together, people have broken off into smaller groups as a result of this conversation, and family tensions are at an all-time high. What do you think? Am I the jerk?
Family tensions are at an all-time high because of some meat.
You not the butthole. But let me tell you what's going on. You got a bunch of beaches in your blood. No. A bunch of punks. And for lack of a better phrase, pussies. Why are you crying?
Are we not all grown?
Don't eat the chili dog, nigga. I can't.
They said you're splitting our family up. I'm like, if y'all mad because I want to eat meat, what did Raven say off the Teen Titans? I respect the fact that you don't eat meat, but respect the fact that I don't eat fake meat.
Right, if you want your fava bean fricassee, you eat that. That was good. The alliteration was crazy. But I'm going to eat this bodacious burger. And these big back baby backs. And you're going to have to leave me alone. And mind your nigga business.
Yeah.
I don't care that you slaughter in the grass to eat them carrots. Since we worried about taking life, how much of that ecosystem did you mess up to get that mushroom burger? Okay, then. That's all I'm saying. Worry about what you can worry about, and I'm going to worry about what I'm going to worry about.
You're not the butthole. If they mad at you about this, they'll be mad at you over something else. Don't let them back in your house. This is very informative for you and your family.
It sounded like it was a bunch of niggas that didn't want to be around each other because if 2 cheeseburgers made a nigga split up into 6 groups, them niggas didn't like each other to begin with. And that's what happened when you get around a bunch of niggas and y'all all fake with each other for the sake of keeping the family together.
If I didn't spend the last 3 Christmases, 3 years doing what you wanted me to do, and you can't do what I want you to do for me this one time, that tells me everything.
And I still try to give you what you want, you raggedy bitch.
Don't you get upset?
I just don't want to see you eat it. Close your eyes, nigga. You ain't got to see nothing.
When I eat and it tastes good, I close my eyes too.
Make you a to-go plate and get gone. If you don't want to see it that bad. But I'm not going to not eat in my house because you can't see it.
Listen, okay, this is a compromise. We gonna start eating. Well, the food gonna be ready, let's say by 4. I will even give you an hour from 4 to 5 to get your plate ready and be gone. Because when 5 o'clock hit, I'm putting that food that's already ready in the microwave. And you're gonna smell turkey, ham, dressing. You're gonna smell all that when I take it out the microwave. And if you still at the house at 5, I can't do nothing about that. Because matter of fact, I'm already preparing my plate at 4:58.
See, I'm not nice enough to deal with this. See, I'd have been like, okay, we can do it your way, and I'd have snuck meat and everything.
No, you forcing them to eat meat, they don't want to do that.
What's in these baked beans? Oh, it's just impossible meat.
Now, well, if they start investigating, they'd be like, that says 100% ground beef in the trash right there.
Did you eat? It looks like you're eating people now. Cheryl.
You just like off the Walking Dead. You didn't let them know they eating people. You ain't letting them know they eating cow and that turkey.
I found this weird brand from overseas. It's called Not Dogs. Take a bite. Tastes just like Brian. You remember from when we was kids? That's because it is Brian, Cheryl. And that was the best thing you ate in years, wasn't it, you grass eater?
You made everything sound so derogatory somehow.
Because why are you attacking me for what I want to eat?
Man.
Cut some sharks out. Been killing whole schools of fish. Go have a problem with a wolf. They tearing the meat out the wazoo out there on the land. You want to talk to me?
This is
It's a stupid issue is what it is.
How many more should we do?
We're going to do this last one. I know this one's going to be a doozy.
I'm letting my mom know. When I, 23-year-old male, was 15, my dad died. My mom, 45, didn't wait too long to start over and moved her new partner in just 2 months later. My dad left every...
Ooh.
She was on that nigga before that daddy died.
Ooh.
You got a new nigga and moved me in 2 months. You was talking to that man while your nigga was still there. Ooh, these hoes ain't ish. I'd have changed the lock on her ass too. You and that nigga stay outside. Hey, alright, let's finish the story.
Insane.
Yeah, she moved on quick. She didn't move on quick, baby. He was there. he was present.
Everything to me and not even a dime to her. They weren't married. My dad's will was structured so that she couldn't challenge it, and she attempted and even asked me to pass over one of my properties to her to show my new dad that he was welcome. I couldn't even if I wanted to, because my dad's will specified that I must be 21 to have access to everything he left me. This dude had kids, 18-year-old male, 19-year-old female, their ages now, and my mom prioritized them to keep him happy. I mean, she wasn't like abusive or neglectful, but she tended to favor them. They went on trips, and even if she didn't tell me not to go, she'd say something between the lines as, "Wouldn't you like to go to your grandparents? My dad's better." I mean, I'm not stupid. I know she didn't want me there. When I turned 17, she asked me to leave my own house because I kept fighting with her dude. And I also reminded him of whose house it was when he wanted to play the man of the house. I also called him John Conroy.
Nigga, you not my dad. You not finna come in here and act like you my dad.
Wait a minute.
What's going on?
She already trying to manipulate you, and then you go. That is neglect. She is favoring the other. She is favoring the other man's kids right in front of your face and saying, "Wouldn't you like to go?" No, I want to go to the beach. I want to go swimming. I would have been left. And then he acted like the fact that, man, honestly, I know I would do something like that. At 15, if another man came to the house, I'm be like, you know, this is mine legally. I'm the man of this house forever. Huh? What? What is happening?
What you talking about?
What is happening with this? One, if you don't know nothing, if you don't take away anything else from this video, take away the fact that nobody can make you do something or not do something in your house. That is your space. If you don't have peace in your house, something or somebody got to go.
Now, we all love our grandparents. But I would be hot if my family was like, we going to Disney World. You go to grandmama's house. You be in grandma's house where the air conditioner don't work every time we in there. You know grandma keep the air on 76 because she old and cold all the time.
I think if you give people the option, sometimes you give them an inch, they take a mile. You just need to tell them, no, I'm going to be in the back seat between his kids because I'm going to Disney World too.
Well, I would say if you don't want me to go on vacation, say that. But you can go on vacation. I'm not leaving the comfortableness of my house. For what? To go sit somewhere I don't want to be at in the first place?
You might as well not go, honestly, because I feel like they would let it be known they don't want you there. And you don't want to be the third wheel or whatever the equivalent is in this case for a whole vacation.
This man's just crap.
My
You ain't wrong
parents
though, my
told me to
nigga.
avoid confrontations, so I went to live with them. My mom would visit me often and tell me how much she loved me, but she needed to keep peace at home. After college, I decided to check my properties and
Them
also the
bastards
one that
messing
my
up the
mom
peace.
is
Sound
living
like they the
in. I
problem.
wanted to renovate it to rent it since it's a good one and can help me to afford my master's.
That's
I went
smart.
there to inform my mom, but no one was there. Later, I found they went on vacations. I called her, but she didn't
Vacations.
answer. So I proceeded to change the locks, mainly to officially take possession. They arrived yesterday and couldn't get in, of course. They called me, but I wasn't in the town. I went today because some renovation works will start in a few weeks. I was in the backyard, and my mom came in furious, yelling at me saying, "How dare I do that?" So we talked, and I let them know they have 2 weeks to leave. Her husband, an self-employed, was furious. My mom and her stepdaughter started crying because the girl's pregnant. I'm sorry, but I made up my mind. My mom's family's shaming me, but I'd like to know if you think I'm the jerk. My mom called me today saying we can talk. Considering the entire...
It ain't nothing to talk about.
We can talk now.
You chose them niggas from the time I was 15 to the time I was 23. You popped up and couldn't get in the crib. Oh well, it's my house.
You talking about keeping the peace? You have let it be known since this person was 15 that you choosing them over your child. And you say you want to keep the peace. You was never trying to keep the peace. You're trying to make this person happy. That is not peace. You're making one person happy who is not even really related to you. And then you didn't move this person in after 2 months and all this extra stuff. No, you can't say none to me. That is
And we can't help that your stepdaughter is a bop.
She ain't gotta be that.
You 19 and pregnant, and you crying about it. Something didn't go as planned. All I'm saying is, good luck to you. I've been left to my own devices since I was 17. I'm 23 now. Now you want to have a conversation.
And they still living in your house?
Take you and broke it broke. Because you can't be rich and figure it out. Mr. Self-employed.
How are they still going on vacations? And
it got to be the mama funding everything. And if you got so much money to hop around the country and the states and the globe, hop your way into a new living situation.
What kind of vacations are they going on? Are they going like on a road trip? Are they going to a different country? Something expensive like Disney World?
Maybe they searching the map to get that nigga a job.
No, you're not. You are not the problem.
This a lesson, ladies. If you've been with a nigga for 5 years and he been self-employed the whole time, that's a bomb. And anything that he does to you, however he hurts your feelings, I ain't gonna say it's your fault, but there were signs. There was inklings. He showed you better than he could tell you.
Self-employed could also be like DoorDash. I choose my own hours.
You're a DoorDasher. You're doing something. You're an Instacarter. You're doing something. And he said unemployed, my bad, self-employed. Which means he ain't got no employment. His job is a Rolling Stone couch hopper bum man. That's all he can put on his resume. You 45.
Rolling Stone couch hopper bum man.
And you relying on a 23-year-old to get you inside the house. Where was you at before you met my mama, nigga?
There you go.
Whatever you was doing then, do that again. Whatever you was doing, pull that back out the hat.
However you was making it before, you can make it again.
Whoo, these niggas sorry.
Man, this is fun.
Niggas can't even meet. Niggas can't get a house. Cats got people cussing their mamas out. Like, what is going on?
Man, we gotta do this again.
Yeah, this was fun. I definitely enjoyed this. And we was like the video like 4 hours of these story times. We only got like 18 minutes into it. But if y'all want to see more of this, let us know in the comments below. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and remember you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you.
And all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord.
Yeah, I have a blessed one and tap back in with us.